I'd like you to use your imaginations for this one and imagine that on the USS Georgia, I fitted the legendary artillery plotting room mod. Now, I haven't actually done that because I don't have the mod yet. To be perfectly honest with you, I really haven't been playing World of Warships Legends all that much since Hogwarts Legacy came out. And by the way, let me know in the comments if you would like me to start a new playthrough on Hogwarts Legacy and stream that playthrough as kind of a Let's Play series. Something I've been thinking about, but let me know if you guys would want to see that. In any case, about the Georgia. I haven't gotten the Legendary tier, or the Legendary Artillery mod yet, but I'm planning to get it, and I'm planning to put it on this ship. Why? Well, because Georgia is one of the most accurate American battleships in the game, in spite of the fact that it only has 6 guns. A lot of people will tell you it is inaccurate and they can't do anything with it. I have to say, it sounds like a skill issue to me, because the Georgia is fantastic. We hit the slightly angled Iowa with our first salvo for about 16,000 damage, and, instead of turning around to maybe kite away or turning into even bow tank, the Iowa really gives us no reaction whatsoever. He returns some ineffective fire toward us, and then gives us broadside as he goes to try to get behind that island. Of course, that's a mistake. We hit him again for like 40,000 or something, and now we're up to 55,000 with 1 citadel to our name so far. That is important here in terms of imagining whether we have the legendary artillery plotting room. And we can imagine it a little bit further as HMS Nelson peeks around from behind that island, giving us flat broadside. Nelson, of course, is even easier to citadel than the Iowa, and obviously, well, he doesn't fare too well. We're up to 100,000 damage, or just under, in only, 2 minutes. And the Nelson is still pretty much broadside to us. We've got 3 citadels to our name. Now, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the way the legendary artillery plotting room mod works is it tightens up your dispersion for every citadel, or maybe every 3 citadels you get. I can't remember exactly what the number is, and I find it very irritating that the missions don't allow you to see what the mod at the end of them actually does, but I think that's what it does. So just imagine that I had this mod on Georgia. Theoretically, the more citadels you get, the easier it would become to get even more citadels as the battle goes on. And there's a 4th citadel with the Nelson taken out. Short work of 2 battleships in less than 5 minutes. We're up to 121,000 damage done. The Asashio is in the Alpha Cap. Note, by the way, our positioning. We've got this island between ourselves and the enemy spawn. We're sort of between Alpha and Bravo. This is one of my favorite places to go on a battleship in this map, because it allows you to get shots like we did on the Iowa and the Nelson. People push around the caps. They don't tend to push in on this map. And the Harbin out there, new Pan-Asian cruiser, extremely known for blowing up. And this one's no exception. Dev Strike, there's 2 more citadels. We're up to 145,000 damage, nearly 150,000 damage, and the clock hasn't even gone past 5 minutes. So you could look at this battle, and you could tell me that this is a fluke, that the Georgia really isn't this good. You're just top tier, Xarkun. You've got tier 6 ships to face, Nelson, and Scharnhorst, and all those things, and yeah, sure, I am top tier in this game. We're a tier 7 ship facing tier 6 ships, and a bunch of battleships are giving me broadside in this game. Yes, there is an element of luck to it, but it's not all luck. It's also because the Georgia is just fantastically accurate and fantastically hard-hitting. What is this Scharnhorst doing, by the way? Is he actually playing this game still? He's just sort of sitting there broadside, and he takes torpedoes and dies. So, honestly, he might have been AFK. A little bit ambiguous and difficult to tell. 10 minutes left to go in the game, though. 3 enemy ships left alive. Honestly, normally, in this kind of situation, I would probably be complaining about the quality of gameplay, and maybe I should. I really don't think battles should be decided like this in the first 5 minutes. I mean, I'll give the Iowa and the Nelson credit for at least one thing. neither one of them turned in to just sort of try to bow tank me. And I didn't do the same thing either. Of course, why didn't I do that? Because if I had turned in to bow tank the Iowa and Nelson, I wouldn't have been able to use all 6 of my guns. And it later became evident that an Asashio was in the cap, so you go bow into that cap, you stop, well, you'll make it easy for the Asashio to torpedo you, as well as the Nelson to focus you with HE and the Iowa to pepper your superstructure with AP. So, much better, I think, to angle away and use the island the way we did. I think it paid dividends in this game. And now, that Iowa that we crippled earlier, he's still floating. The Asashio's still over there, and we've got a battleship on the other side of the map, pushing in. Well, he's actually dead now, so never mind. It's just the Iowa and the Asashio, and this game is going to obviously end in our glorious victory. I'm going to have to do a little bit more grinding tonight, I think, after work in the Shooty Boats game, in order so that I can get a little bit closer to the legendary artillery plotting room mod and the secondary mod. I don't have either one yet, but I am pursuing them. Hope you enjoyed this short little video. Take note of the Udachi at the top of the leaderboard, something you don't see that often these days. Kind of nifty. Hope you enjoyed the video, though. Give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.